again. Yeah, see if this is correct.
Were you
Nope.
planning on just both of us being in the replay, or?
Yeah, I figured we'd do it that way.
Okay. Cool with me.
Not showing.
Your stream?
Oh, never mind. I found it. No, I was trying to get the replays to Oh, I got it now.
Oh.
Be spoiler free. Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, it's not completely spoiler free. I'll talk to AOT about the naming of the files.
Yeah, I mean, he said they were, right? It's like, well, I say they are if they're not.
Well, it's funny because like the first one I click is Exit versus Keen, right? It says game 1, game 2, and then the third one is clearly like modified.
Oh, you can tell that it's not.
Yeah.
A real third game.
And then Exit vs. Vudank, I didn't click through it, but then I clicked this one, it just says did not play. So I already know. Like, we already know the results.
Oh, damn.
It's kind of funny. We'll still do it anyway, but yeah, I'll talk to him about how to set up the file after.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll do a scuffed one for the first one here.
Yep.
Usually part of the process anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me... Still got like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna get some water and stuff too. Let me say something in the Discord. Okay, be right back, and then we'll start.
Cool.
Do I have you added on BNet? We'll never know. So have you added on BNet Flying?
I think so. Yep.
Oh yeah, okay. I've already hosted.
Okay, I'm coming. I thought I moved my replays relatively recently, but it's still... Oh, there we go. Okay, not too long.
Okay, I'm gonna try to go over the rules real quick. If I miss anything, then by all means, interrupt me, correct me, whatever needs to be done. I haven't really planned any of this out. I'm doing it kind of scuffed because I'm not really the main caster here. Because I think after groups, he said he was going to try and get Diggity or somebody that's actually a caster.
Right, at least for the finals and third place, I guess, was the idea, right?
Yeah. So we'll offer the low quality until then. Alright, so what the K-League individual tournament is it's a was it 16-man tournament? 6, 9.
More like 12 or 13 or something like that, because the groups had like 2 and 3.
Yeah, it came out to 15, so it was supposed to be 16. And then we had a bye, like somebody forfeited. So it ended up being 15. So we have 4 groups of what was supposed to be 3, but it's going to be 3 groups of 3 players and then 1 group of 2 players. And then the top 4 ranked players during the regular season went ahead and got pushed to the round of 8. So in the groups, it's just a round robin, and whoever comes out on top gets pushed into the round of 8 as well against the other 4 players. And then it's just typical tournament style from there. The group we're going to be casting today is Keen, Exit, and Vudank.
Yep, all best of 3 in the groups.
The first map, I guess, is Polypoid, right? It was Polypoid, and then...
That is not correct, but that may
so.
be what they played on. I think it was Radion, Apocalypse, Citadel was the order, I believe.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, Polypoid wasn't supposed to be played. Whatever. Sounds about right. I mean, Exit's in the group, so what do you expect?
Yeah, just go Poly, man.
So they're playing for... I can't give out too much information about it, I guess, but the winner of the tournament gets kind of like a ticket,
little package deal.
Yeah, a little package deal. If they don't want it, then it's like an $85 cash prize or something like that, and then it kind of gets handed down like from there, I guess. But yeah, we actually had something to play for here, something on the line, which is always nice. A little bit of motivation.
Yep.
And I guess third place, it says they receive a hoodie. That's exciting, I guess. Fourth place will also receive some t-shirt.
Yep.
Right.
Top four all getting something.
Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go and jump into the first game here. It is Exit and Keen, right? Is that what I said earlier?
Yep.
Pretty sure it's Exit and Keen. We're playing on Polypoid. Not supposed to be a map that they're playing on, but this is the world that we live in, so. And luckily I have a Zerg player in here with me, so we can actually get insight besides just a Protoss player here.
Yep. I know what I'm talking about up until about 10 minutes in the game, then I'm lost.
Hey, what's up, Doctor? Okay, I'm already starting to think this must not be game 1, actually, because of what Exit said. Yeah. Okay, so I think we know what happens in game 1 now.
I think you're right. Should we try to find game 1 or?
Yeah, let me... Good grief. Let me change the replay here. Was also on Polypoid. This is amazing. Yeah, we'll have a talk with AOT before the next one tomorrow. Okay, I got the lobby up.
Yeah, I'm joining. It should just be like 30 seconds more at the most.
Is it like slow joining? What happens?
It's doing the checking password. Yeah,
Oh,
it took like a minute last time, but I'm in.
Okay. I should have something covering the replay timer. I guess I can turn it off if I remember. Sometimes I forget. Do you remember the hotkey for turning off the... I guess I don't need the hotkey. I can just click it. There.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll remind you at the start of each game.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Yep, you got it.
Alright, so I think we're actually on game 1 now. Like I said, this is on Polypoid, but it's not supposed to be on Polypoid. And it looks like they played Polypoid twice. But whatever. I guess it
Keen
doesn't
and
matter.
Exit just doing their own thing, as you would expect.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much practice Keen is actually in right now, too. I haven't really seen him playing at all. He promises K-League once a week and never shows up, so... I don't know how much he's actually practicing in the shadows there.
I mean, same with Exit though lately, right?
I've actually seen him online a lot lately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's actually been practicing a fair amount.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an interesting matchup to me because Keen, like you said, he doesn't play a ton in K-League, but when he does, he managed to take games off pretty good players, so kind of always got a chance to take games off people, I think.
Yeah.
Going for 9hatch here, actually.
Is 9hatch a thing in... Yeah, I was going to say, is that a thing in ZVT? I don't think I've ever seen 9hatch ZVT.
It's trendy recently. I think it's a Zealot build. So, like, therefore, Jimin's been playing it too, and it's kind of trickling down.
Gotcha.
And they do this variation where they go 9hatch into Overlord before pool. So it's, from my understanding, the point is kind of to make you safer against ARAX while not doing the pool first variation you might do in like ZVZ and completely killing your economy.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of a middle of the road kind of deal. But if you're planning to play 2hatch Muta, it's not like you need a ton of drones anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it does kind of make sense.
Yeah, I actually kind of don't hate it because, yeah, with the Overlord and stuff, you're not really losing that many drones by doing this. But like, what would the other option be, right? Like Overpull? Is Overpull a thing ZVT against ARAX?
Right, that's kind of the other main idea if you're looking to specifically counter ARAX.
Yeah, so this feels like a little more like still safe against ARAX, but you get your hatchery up, which is nice. So you get like the extra larva production, everything that you want. So I actually don't hate it in theory at all.
Yeah.
And if you're against, you know, like a standard build like what Exit's going for, then I still feel like 9hatch Overlord, that would still be better than going Overpool, right?
Yeah. I think that's the idea, is that you're stronger against just a normal 15 or 18 CC like it was in this case. Oh, okay, he's already gone Lair first at the natural. And I think this actually may have tricked Exit a bit here, because I don't think he really would have wanted a bunker, but I think he thought it was speed,
Yeah,
because the
he couldn't see
SCV
the
was
lair.
in the main the whole time. So
Yeah.
actually pretty nice to force a bunker with only 4 lings from Keen here. And okay, he's going speed now too, but a nice little edge there for Keen, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a smart little mind game that doesn't cost Keen anything at all, but could get him a very slight advantage in that way. Everything for Exit looks pretty normal to me right now. My TBZ is a bit out of practice. I've just recently started uploading my games from when I was being coached by Wolfix. But I have like a basic understanding of the beginning of the game, and then I'm not great with like builds. I never really have been in like build orders and things like that. It's always kind of been a weak point for me. But Academy's
Yeah,
finished.
I mean, historically...
Go ahead.
Sorry?
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm not really either in general, but in ZVT, I know I've learned a couple specifically. But this, yeah, it was all pretty normal from Exit. He went run 1 Rax a CAD. When you see 2 Hatch Gas, you're either going 1 Rax or 2 Rax Academy. Pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
could do some Valk stuff if you wanted, but Exit plan very standard here.
The only thing for me is he went 1 Rax Academy, but we only just now started STEM. That Academy was done a very, very long time ago. So we won't have STEM and range yet by the time the mutas get here.
Yeah, that's a good point. The mutas are already started and STEM's only halfway done, so there's going to be a pretty nice window for Keen. And wow, just no tech from Exit here. 4 racks
Yeah,
plus 1. And we do have the 3rd at 12 o'clock here from Keen, which might seem a little bit odd, but when you're playing this aggressive 2-hatch muta, they're not really going to be able to get over there anytime soon.
Yeah, you can usually almost tell what the Zerg is planning on based on their 3rd base location, right? Like, if it's towards you, then it's almost always that they're planning on being aggressive.
Yeah.
2 reasons being that by expanding towards the Terran, they're by attacking, they're also defending. So they're on the offense, so they're defending this base, and also it's just closer rallies for their units that are coming out.
Right, that reinforcement of mutas from 12 o'clock later can be pretty annoying in the Terran main specifically. We've got +1 carapace for Keen coming here.
Yeah, and still no factory for Exit. We're just really heavy on the bio.
Did Exit cancel his +1 to move the eBay? Like, what? Am I imagining things here?
I don't know if he started it earlier. He may have.
I could have sworn he started it, but considering, I mean, that's a really big upgrade advantage for Keen. He's going to have a long time where mutas have an upgrade versus unupgraded M&M. That's really hard to deal with as Terran.
A couple missed micros there, not getting our volleys off with our muta. Meanwhile, we're just continuing to pump muta. Got our 3rd gas gonna start mining here now. Looks like Keen thought about making a creep, and then it got interrupted, and then changed their mind. What's the bracket? I'll show the bracket, or actually I can link it, because I don't think there's any spoilers on the bracket yet. Yeah. Okay, Stim Bio coming out. Looks like we cleaned up the lings, killed a couple muta. Pushing across here. The +1 armor for Keen just about to finish. Trying to dive on top of these Marines, we are going to clean it up. We're going to lose a lot of meat in the process, but we do at least clean this Bioforce up. In the meantime, we're still just on just the mass muted tech right now for Keen. Starport starting now for exit. Scans and sees... Well, scans the main, which he knows the lair was in the natural. Who's by? I think it... I don't remember who the buy actually was. I think G5 was going to be playing, and then he dropped out, and I think that's where the buy came in. And we got our double starport coming down, armory on the way. Scans the natural this time and sees still no hive. But we have the Queen's Nest and Hydra Den at the 12 o'clock spawn. Hive is building now. And I know we got a little bit of the spoiler earlier, but this also like really points, especially with the 12 o'clock expansion, it is pointing heavily towards the Guardian build. Like, I feel like quite often the third base being towards the Terran, I see so often this turns into Guardians.
Yeah, it definitely lends itself to that style, and you can see Keen has actually already started Hydra speed, so you would never really get that first if you weren't going Gardra.
Gardra, I like it. You got double Valkyrie building right now too, and Valkyrie is just kind of the counter to this build. Like, I don't remember who said it. I think I was watching K-League and like Gypsy died to it. I think with Jimin or somebody did to him and he died. And then somebody just told him, dude, just make a bunch of Valkyrie and it stops it. And ever since then I see Terrans holding this with a bunch of Valkyrie, so it does seem to be the answer.
Yeah. I saw that conversation as well. But I mean, the thing is, in this case, I mean, Keen's lead is already pretty significant here, and when you have the plus one carapace mutas, it makes a huge difference against Valks. He's just gonna straight up ram his head into this, but it's gonna work.
I thought it was gonna be bad because I thought we'd bleed off too many mutas, but I guess it turned out okay. We have a bunch of muta that are really low, but they didn't die. So actually, that actually went really well.
He did lose a lot of muta, but he managed to keep a full group alive.
Now our gas is very low right now to make the Guardians with. About how many Guardians do you typically want when you're doing this push?
I mean, you want a full group.
Oh, like, so like 12? Much.
You want 11 or 12, yeah.
Oh, okay, well.
And, I mean, basically, you just get one full group of Hydras. And focus the Valks with them, and then, as Gauss allows, you can remake Mutas and more Guardians. But, yeah, you want as many Guardians as you can afford, basically.
Right.
Exit might get out here though a little too fast because Keen just morphing the Guardians on the open field here. This is going to be really dicey for Keen.
We're actually making some Devour as well.
Yeah, one Devourer, at least with the Hydras, is always really nice. Just bleeding all these Hydras to try and give time for the Guardians to get up, and just GG's before the guards even fight. Pretty tough game there for Keen.
Yeah, kind of a good push timing, but also a really risky spot to morph our Guardians for sure. Not really anything underneath to support the Guardians as they're morphing there.
Right, that was, at that point, knowing what state Exit's army was in, that was very ambitious to just morph out on the field like that.
All right, going into game 2 here. Exit with the 1-0 lead, obviously. They are playing on Polypod again for some reason. I guess we're gonna allow this. We'll have a talk with AOT about maybe some of the rules and see what the deal is. But I imagine since this is done, it's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where if they both played the games and didn't say anything about the being on the wrong map, you kind of just have to leave it for the most part, I'd imagine. But
Yeah.
who knows?
What's up, Sench? I just accidentally banned Sench. Hang on a second.
Got him.
Wait, how do I... Okay, there we go. My bad. I was trying to click your message history and I misclicked. The ban button is right above the message history because I was wondering if you were the same Sench as before, so I was just gonna double check and then yeah, I clicked that button instead. My bad. Alright, well, Exit going for 8 racks, and it looks like Keen once again going for the 9 hatch.
Yep, same opener from Keen, but Exit looking to finish off this best of 3 here, 2-0. Try and take it with the 8 racks.
I noticed Keen sent his drone like out a little bit before he did it, and he did that both times. I don't know if this was an accident or if he's actually looking for something, but I don't feel like there's anything that can be there that early in ZVT like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just clicking the middle of the map, and
oh yeah, that's probably
the first game he reacted more quickly. This game I saw it kind of get away from him as well. Kind of made the hatch a little bit late, but nothing too crazy.
Hey,
He
so,
will have the advantage here, getting the Overlord sitting over the Terran wall, and we'll see if he should be able to recognize with the first Marine being out at that time. He should know this is faster than a normal Rax.
yeah, for sure. Alright, hatchery finishes. Spawning pool not too far behind. I guess the bunker's gonna get started here now.
Keen's gonna need to react way quicker than this.
Yeah,
He's really...
like, I get that this would be like good against ARAX, but you still, I feel, want to pull a few drones just to buy a little bit of time so the bunkers don't get up. Like, your lings are going to be out faster, so you don't need to buy as much time, but you still don't want them just to be able to walk up here and do this for free.
Right. I don't think he recognizes that this is what this was. Because I think he would have canceled the gas and pulled drones for sure if he understood it was 8 racks, but I don't know.
And when this sunken finishes, it's going to go down to like an HP, so it would be killable.
Yeah, very weak. It is in range of the bunker. Exit starts a second bunker to the right there that may actually be out of range of the sunken. Cancels it now. Okay.
Yeah, not a great start for Keen. I feel like if you're going 9-9, kind of one of the main things is you're trying to avoid this whole situation in the first place. Like, at least he doesn't bleed off any drones, but he's also cutting drones to do the build a little bit.
Yeah, and his hatch is about to die. He has to go if he wants to save the hatch. There he is. Gonna focus the bunker. Very close. Barely knocks it down with the help of the sunken. I think there was a lack of repair there from Exit, right?
Yeah, I kind of stopped for a second there. I'm gonna jump on top of those sunken and finish it off. The hatchery going down to 69 HP. Very childish of the hatchery, but it is gonna stay alive.
Yeah, pretty wild hold there.
So well fixed. And now we have a lot of lings that, if he doesn't really get much done with this, which I don't think he's going to be able to with the SCVs being able to like plug the hole here, Keen's drone count is a bit in the gutter right now, and we're continuing to make lings, so he's like really committing to trying to get some damage done. But I mean, we're gonna have 3 SCVs here repairing each other possibly with the Marines. Oh, it's open on the bottom.
There's a gap. Oh my god, there was a gap. I don't believe it. Wow.
That being
And he's
said,
still just making pure lane.
still kind of gets held, but yeah, there's a bunch more lings coming across. Gonna build a bunker there. Wait, you can fit a bunker there? This blows my mind.
I mean, the bunker's not tight though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna
help
be.
you. Oh my god. Even as a Zerg, this is painful to watch.
Mm-hmm. I'm confused. This
Me too, Ozzy.
There's no way exit wins from here. It's not possible. Right? It's impossible. We have no SCVs.
I mean, Keen took a long time to make that third hatch, but Exit has no SCVs.
Yeah, we're 10 workers apiece right now. What?
What?
Keen.
Did that just happen?
Keen.
Keen. Oh my god.
I was so confused, and yeah. Cause like, so I knew Exit wins 2-0, and I'm watching this and I'm like, how is it even possible? Keen just quit a game where he was unbelievably far ahead. You hate to see it.
I'm shocked. I'm still just staring at the lings running past the bunker.
Alright, GG. Exit
Keen!
wins 2-0.
Keen, he's here!
Hey, what's
Keen,
up,
no!
Keen?
Not like this, man.
What happened? Oh man.
Wasn't feeling it.
Keen, what was going through your head? I assume so. Obviously, at the time, you thought you were behind. Okay, obviously, but surely you watched the replay after or something like that. What were you thinking after you found out you were winning this game by a gigantic amount? You were both at 10 workers. You had 3 hatch. He had, of his 10 workers, he had 4 sitting in the wall. Gotcha. He was mining with 6 workers, I'm pretty sure, at the end of this game.
Yeah, there's no question Zerg was ahead there. I mean, the third hatch was late. It wasn't done yet, but it's going to finish, and then you can just make like a couple full rounds of drones.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Like, you're gonna have a lot of lava
Like-
for pumping drone and stuff, and
Yeah.
there's like no threat coming from Terran for a long time after that. You also didn't really want to play anymore, Keen. I love the go-getter attitude. Hey, what's up, Richard? Yeah, X is just too good, man. He's got that presence that makes you want to quit, you know?
Damn.
Okay, sorry, we're gonna hop into the next series, which is gonna be Exit versus Vudank. This time actually being played on the correct map. Keen's the only person I feel like on the planet playing StarCraft where he's winning a game and says, I don't want to play anymore.
I think he just meant like in general.
Yeah,
He
no,
used-
I know.
He
Alright, so we got Vudank spawning in the bottom right here, Exit in the top right. So it is I guess, the close spawns, but the rush distances on this map are pretty big. It doesn't really favor like aggressive like zealot openers, I don't feel like, because it is just such a long travel distance, and like cross spawn, if you get that, then it's just an absolute nightmare trying to get over there. So I kind of personally like playing a little more standard macro-y on this one. I do think 12 Nexus on this map can also be very strong because of the rush distance. But I don't know if Vudank plays 12 Nexus ever.
That's a good point. I'm trying to think. Doesn't look like it this game, at least.
Interesting depot placement for the first depot. You usually see it to be like anti-zealot, but you can do the barracks all the way up here in the corner as well.
Say what?
Wolfix, can you explain this to me if you're still here? What is the logic behind building like this?
I guess you lose less mining time, right? And I don't know.
It is caster rookie. Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
We're not Terrans, man.
But I'm asking, like, what's the reasoning for why you would want to do that? X replied with GG in case Keen would change his mind.
Oh, that's so funny.
It'd be funny if Exit replied with GG because he thought it was an aggressive GG and he just didn't quit as fast as Keen did. Alright, so Exit opting to cancel the SCV instead of the Marine here. It's obviously just safer to get the Marine out, but I personally, like the way I typically try to do it, or the way it was kind of described to me and that I kind of like doing, because I am pretty, to a fault, I'm like very big about my workers. If I'm not scouted by the probe, then I always cancel the Marine and keep the SCV going.
Yeah. I think his mindset there was, I mean, it seemed like he had a plan because he scouted cross, right? And then he did that like right when he got cross map. So
yeah,
it seems it was based on knowing that his opponent was in one of the close spawns.
Well, I think it probably has something to do with if you're against 12 Nexus as well, right? So you probably want to keep the Marines pumping if it is 12 Nexus, and you kind of get like an option to bust that way.
Yeah, also true. Yep.
Again, I'm not 100% sure on that because I don't really know the correct way to bust a 12 Nexus. I just let them have it because I don't know what to do. But yeah, I think it's important that you're kind of prepping for it from the beginning. But Vudank just opening pretty standard, except that we're actually going very late Nexus here, so we're just opting for non-stop goon production. You put pressure on and doing a late Nexus.
Yeah, he went 3 goon Nexus with range, which is pretty uncommon these days, right?
Yeah, the only thing that I feel like it's good against like an FD, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they're going for a gasless, then you can put on like more pressure that way. Like obviously delay your Nexus some, but you get more SCVs like repairing sooner, so you like kind of make it up a little bit that way. But
yeah,
going for a 3 goon and then the Vulture gets in and gets 2 probe kills as well is a pretty bad start for Vudank here. We're going to be even on workers with the CC finishing way before the Nexus, so definitely going to be a lead here for Exit going into the, or kind of coming out of the early game. Yeah, with the
yeah, I
tank coming
think
out. You're good? Go ahead.
I think Vudank understands where he's at here, going straight robo. Although I guess this is just going to be obs, right? Considering he's adding second, third gateway now.
Yeah, it's going to be observers.
I thought he was going to go straight into Reaver to try and try and make up a little of the disadvantage here, but I don't even know if Reaver is good in this situation.
I mean, Reaver is never bad, right? Like, there's just no such thing as Reaver being bad. I think in this case, you don't have to rush the Observer like as much, because you killed the one Vulture on the map, and then you saw with your goons that he had tanks coming out behind that, so it's going to be a little bit before Vultures came out. Obviously, you do always have to worry about that push, like Terran does have those 3 tank pushes they do with Vultures and stuff. So we got our wall coming up here, which is nice. Observatory finished. Observer is going to finish or start right away. It's just workers, like Eco's not looking great for Vudank. You typically you're expected to be ahead. Yeah, it looks like we are going to get that 3 tank push. I did forget to turn off my replay timer.
Oops.
We got the 3 tank push coming here. We went Vulture speed before mines, so mines won't be finished by the time this push gets here. And Vudank,
there's 2 goons just hanging out here in the main as well, which is going to be problematic.
yeah, this is tough. With siege mode, I don't know if he has siege. Getting, like, if Terran gets this position, it's so hard because you get bottlenecked on our own wall, but he is going to be able to get out, and he has a pretty good goon count. But we're going to have to fall back, looks like. Kind of can see this wall a little bit, this space a little bit. But picking up on
His
Marines,
mines are just about to finish.
yeah, you usually... I feel like you typically would want to go mines before speed here. Had to wait on our mines a little bit. And yeah, this is going to get pushed back. We're not really going to take any damage. A 4th tank does show up. And yeah, getting through this bottleneck does suck some, but it's going to be okay in the end. We're going to be able to pick off these tanks, and this is a really terrible start now for Exit here. Vudank playing really safe, going for the 3-gate very quickly off of the Robo is just really good against pushes like this, because the goon count's just going to be so high, you can just kind of run through it.
Yeah, it looked scary at first, but the reinforcements just cleaned it up pretty easily.
Yeah, it was a bit scary at first, and like I said, we didn't have mines until like all the Marine buffer had been gone. We lost a few of our Vultures and the mines finished, so we lose a lot of kind of the coverage from the mines there. Gonna get this plug-in time, we are, it's good. Pick off these Vultures. Yeah, this is a pretty decent start for Vudank. His 3rd is going to be pretty late, but that's kind of not uncommon when you're dealing with a push like this. Like, it does keep him inside of his base a bit longer. Usually you're taking your 3rd about when the Observer is coming out. But yeah, killing all those tanks and stuff, I mean, this is good for Vudank. He's not going to feel like he's under any pressure, there's any threat coming anytime soon.
Yeah, it looks like Vu is going to go for Arbiter here. Exit starting his 3rd CC in the main here as well, so... It seems like the 3rd on this map is a lot tougher for Terran to take, though, than most maps.
I feel like it's actually very similar to Vermeer's 3rd. Maybe even a little bit easier than Vermeer. I mean, you do have like this wide open space coming down into your 3rd, but you got a smaller ramp going up into it on this bridge. So I feel like as long as you can kind of secure this space coming out of your natural, then getting the 3rd's not too hard. But it is, like I said, a bit of an open space, and I'm not sure how much of this is buildable either. Yeah, we're gonna start slow pushing. Okay, it looks like you can build turrets pretty far out here. We're just gonna start slow pushing here to try and secure this 3rd. Vudank does need to be expanding behind this. We are sending a probe to the 6 o'clock, but there's a Vulture here that's gonna kill off that probe. Yeah, when Terran's trying to take their 3rd, you want to be kind of already on 4th 4 bases going up to 5 base. But we do have the Arbiter coming out. And it is a pretty good Arbiter timing. Okay, we're gonna clear up this Vulture and get this 4th base going here for Vudank. Exit's worker count is looking pretty nice right now. We're going up to 60 SCVs as our 3rd is landing by 11 minutes. This feels like pretty good pacing for Exit.
Yeah, he's managed to keep that worker lead from the early game, and considering he secured this 3rd without really losing too much, he seems like in a pretty nice spot here, especially considering how late Vudank's 4th was.
Yeah, so now we got this double depot wall with the tanks here. I feel like once you get to this spot, protecting the 3rd's not too bad, and it's very close to your rallies as well. I feel like once you're going to 4 bases when it starts to get a little bit tough for Terran on this map. Because you have to go out into like this big wide open space to cover, like suddenly you're stretched so far from the middle of the map to your 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay, the first Arbiter's popping out now. Vudank supply looking pretty decent. It's going to be close to max by like 13.5, 14 minutes with Arbiter tech, so it's not too bad. We are taking our 5th base as well in the meantime, so this is good by Vudank. 4th is finished, so he just needs a little bit of a transfer. The sooner the better.
Yeah, Vu's eco was a little bit slow this game, but he managed to keep a big enough army here to where he's really not going to be threatened until Exit has 2-1. Still a minute or 2 away before any kind of 2-1 push.
Yeah, we'll have enough for, like, what, 1 stasis by then? Maybe 2 stasis?
Yeah. Yep, I guess stasis is done. Recall starts now. 2nd Stargate.
Yeah, kind of need to get that 4th gas for Vudank as well. We have no storm, so we're just going Zealot, Dragoon, Arbiter here. Which is a little bit tough to play, I feel, like not having splash damage for Terran, especially when Terran's just kind of chilling, waiting for like max supply, gonna come out with 2-1, but it's a really powerful push to try to play no splash with. We do have a drop coming down at the 3rd base.
Yep.
Doing, what, 6-7 probes here.
Yeah, managed to run all the probes all the way back to the main, kill a handful as well, so pretty nice there. Saves the tank and Vulture on top of everything, so nice harassment from Exit while he's maxing out here.
Yeah, another drop coming down the left side as well. Looking to just deny the space, I guess. We have like the mine here, setting up the tank and Vultures here.
Yeah, gotta be very annoying for Vudank here. Just as he's trying to set up his 2nd set of gateways here, bottom left, the drop comes in. Gonna harass this natural at 7 o'clock as well. Gonna force a full group of goons back to clean this up from Vudank.
Yeah, this is kind of a pain to deal with because it's like Vudank gets pulled out of position trying to deal with just these few units, which actually means that his positioning on the map isn't that great. So if Exit like unsieges and moves out right now, Vudank won't be able to kind of catch him in the middle of the map as easily.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. Like, Exit should be going like now. His 2-1 is done. He should have already gone probably. He's just about maxed. Unsieging now and going. The goons are still bottom left here, cleaning up that tank. So that's one less group of army that Vudank has here to fight a max 2/1 Terran army.
Yeah. And we do have enough for 2 stasis on this Arbiter. Oh, we have another Arbiter. There it is. So we have 3 stasis total right now. So maybe with some like huge stasis.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna go on top of the vessel for the first one, looking for tanks back here. Get 5 tanks with that one, which is really, really nice. But a lot of our army is just kind of chilling right now. We're fighting with like half the army. And now we're moving at least some of our zealots. There we go. Okay. Hi, Maeve. You're late. Yeah, I was trolling when I said that earlier. Don't worry. So Vudank is actually going to clean this army up, which is like really nice for him. Kind of easily, to be honest with you. Like for being a max 2/1 Terran army, it felt like this just didn't have much punch to it at all.
Yeah, he was max, but there were between the natural and the third, there were like 6 or 8 tanks not in the fight, a few vultures not in the fight, so on top of the stasis, he really didn't have too much actually fighting.
Yeah, so Vudank gonna remax here. Exit is starting his 4th base at the 12 o'clock position. These gateways actually got unpowered bottom left. A couple of them, I guess. But we are catching the probes here on the transfer. Doing a lot of eco damage actually to this extra base. Meanwhile, another fight's breaking out in middle. Just a couple siege tanks and a few that are unsiege running away. So this is going to get cleaned up by Vudank. But we need to kind of quickly get down here to clean up this little attack force. We're going to end up losing a Nexus potentially. And honestly, like, Vudank is still just mining on 4 base eco right now. So his economy, he's down 30 workers on 4 base. He's really not out mining by too much. We're not really mining our main anymore, but Exit's also mined out. We'll be looking for a transfer here soon.
Yeah, losing all those probes was pretty tough for Vudank. Doesn't have nearly enough to mine all his bases here.
His Nexus down to 25
Wow, what
HP.
a save. Yeah.
We got 3 attack about to finish for Exit. Supply is still looking pretty good for Exit. Like, I'm getting a little bit worried about Vudank's economy right now. He's been fighting pretty well, but his eco just hasn't been quite where he needs it to be this whole game.
Yeah, he's only remade like 1 probe since that harass a couple minutes ago. He really needs to... Okay, now he's starting to make some probes. But yeah, he's really got to get back up around 60, 65 here at least to continue.
Yeah, at least. Trying to push into the 3rd here and just kind of losing a bunch of our units. This Arbiter, 200 energy almost. Looks like it's going to die to a turret and a Goliath. It's very painful there. And with Exit securing his 4th and 3 attack finishing, it's starting to look pretty rough for Vudank. I mean, we're down in supply now against the 3 upgrade army, the 2-3 upgrade army of Exit. Meanwhile, we're just +2 attack on our ground army.
And gonna lose. Saves the probes there.
Next, we're gonna run with these vultures and start picking off even more probes.
Oh,
actually, we killed the Nexus. Like,
wow.
I like it.
Pretty nice to remember that was that low.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would have caught that.
And his mine that he set earlier is actually going to block the next Nexus that Vudank wants to take here. Got a recall coming down at 12 o'clock. Is going to force the lift off at least, kill some SCVs. But I mean, Exit has a surplus of SCVs for the amount of patches he has to mine right now, so it's not really that bad losing these SCVs. Obviously, it's never good, but it's not super painful for him right now. It's more just the interrupted mining that hurts.
Yeah, it was a good distraction. It would have been much better if he could manage to take this next Nexus bottom left here.
Yeah.
While he was doing that,
Yeah, like that to me feels like the play right now for Wudang. Just as best you can, like distract and stuff like this. Like we have another Arbiter with another recall if we need to. Just kind of like harassing, pulling them back all over the place. But we need to be expanding while we're doing it, right? And this mine blocking this Nexus is really hurting the comeback potential of Wudang.
Yeah, our gate count and our tech, our upgrades are all very good, but we don't quite have the eco to support this still on 50 probes here. So, I mean, not out of the game yet, but it just gets tougher and tougher here for Protoss if they don't remake their probes, right?
Yeah. And it's comfortable for Exit. Like he has mines spotting for him, right? Like so when you're not clearing up the mines, and Terran just has all this additional map vision, it just makes them feel very comfortable, and it helps them really understand what the game state is for them. So because he's got these mines bottom left and the ones like at the expansion above that as well, like he knows the Protoss is only on 5 base right now, which is not that scary for him right now, being on 4 base with like his mech upgrades pretty much where he needs them to be. Another recall is going to come in at 12 o'clock, but there's a lot of tanks already set up here. Gonna kill a few of these tanks. Some SCVs are going to die from the splash. But I mean, this is good for Wudang, but again, I keep harping on it, but it's just because it's so important that he gets this extra base going bottom left.
The Zealot finally going to clear the mine there at 7 o'clock. You know, I gotta say, this map in particular, these 12 and 6 o'clock locations seem very annoying to defend recalls and carriers with all this empty space around them.
Yeah, it is. I think carrier on this map actually could be very strong because of these dead spaces between the bases. I think we just went in with the Arbiter that didn't have enough energy to recall.
It had energy. I think it may have just bugged out or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they both had 200, I think.
Well, in that case, pretty unfortunate.
He's going into 3 o'clock now as well. Recall.
Big recall.
At the 3rd.
Meanwhile, we got a big push coming down. Huge EMP gets both of these Arbiters too during this push. And this recall is going to get cleaned up surprisingly easy, actually. It looked like a ton of units were recalled. Yeah, it's going to get cleaned up here. Terran's middle army looking kind of scary right now. There's not a lot of units here for Protoss to answer. We did just lose all of our Arbiters, so we don't have any stasis or anything to help us fight right now.
Yeah, leaving those 5-6 tanks behind there in kind of a clever spot at the 3rd really allowed Exit just to immediately counter when he saw that recall and kind of running over the army here in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's a pretty common thing that I see. Like, if Terran has a good set of recall defenses up and they stop like multiple recalls in a row, just unsieging and going can be like a really, really strong push, because you're usually not going to have to worry about that much stasis because you just killed like several Arbiters and a bunch of units died and stuff. And like while they're remaking, you can use that time to get positioning, which is pretty much exactly what Exit did. And yeah, now we're up 40 supply. We got a few tanks staying in the middle here, which is actually going to clean up these goons like very efficiently. And with these bases going down, Wudang just isn't going to have enough eco to continue going anymore. We still never even got around to mining from the bottom left base.
Yeah, nice game from Exit there. GG. Give me just 1 minute. I'll join the game and then be right back. All right. 1 second. Feel free.
Crazy how fast I start losing my voice. What's up, Camille? Alright, go and get started flying. We'll be back momentarily. Looks like they played on Polypoid next, which again is not a map that's supposed to be played in the group stage. But it's fine. I'm gonna assume that it's Exit's fault at this point. So the map order was supposed to be first map Radion, second map Apocalypse, and third map Citadel. Exit and Vudang's first series they played on Polypoid twice, and now we did Radion, which was correct, into Polypoid again, which is not correct, but...
What a group.
Exit's fault, clearly. He's the common denominator here for Polypoid.
Yeah.
So I asked Exit to explain why we did the top right depot barracks, and he just called me a caster rookie and we never got an explanation, so I have no idea why you would ever need to do that. We may never know.
I mean, it's better versus like proxy zealots, and you're not losing as much mining time to go build your barracks. Other than that, that's just me trying to think about it logically. Yeah, see, it protects versus proxy.
Thanks, Exit. That's all I needed to know, man. You're so reliable for information. And you always deliver in a way that...
So educational.
Yeah, it's like really educational. Grow up. Right, I'm going to talk to AOT about disqualifying Exit for playing on Polypoid 3 games. Out of the 0 that were allowed.
Yeah, I mean, it's just against the rules. What can you say, really?
Yeah, I mean, if we're breaking rules. It was agreed on by all parties. I don't know. Like, I don't actually care. And I imagine nobody actually cares. But I think in a normal tournament, that's not how it works. Okay, Probe did get the hit on the Zealot or the Marine, so it's... I guess that doesn't even make a difference in any way whatsoever. It would take 2 Marines.
Right, yeah, you need 2 hits
to
have 2 Zealot hits kill it, right?
Yeah, or 3 Dragoon heads.
Okay, much faster Nexus for Vudang here this game. This was rangeless, right?
Yeah, we did rangeless, and then Exit went for bunker before CC, so it's a little bit of a...
Oh, it's a 2-fact. It's a 2-fact.
Oh, okay. 2-fact. 2-fact against rangeless. And we actually faked range. We're going armor. Are we just gonna die? We're gonna go DT. Is that it?
I mean, DT is supposed to crush 2-fact, right? So.
But we're not canceling it. Is this just straight up a misclick? I think we're accidentally getting air armor.
Oh wait. You're right, because it's more expensive. Yeah, you wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
The only thing now that he puts the robo down is that it's intentional for shuttles, and he's going like mass speed shuttle.
Hey, Javier, thanks for the raid, dude. Is it? Is it? I've never heard of this before, though.
I mean, it's hard for me to believe that this is an accident. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe. But I feel like we're just gonna die then. We have no range against a 2-fact. Like,
Oh, you're right.
okay, he just
He just
canceled and
canceled and
started.
started range.
Yeah, he just noticed.
Oh my god. I thought it was like a new mass shuttle meta.
I don't even know how much that armor. I don't even know that it would make a difference though. Like, I think turrets would still kill you just as fast.
Probably so. Haven't done the math on that one.
Okay, well, we're just dead. We don't have goon range for a 2-fact. Like, we're just dead.
Yeah.
Not like this.
I mean, yeah, it's 3 tanks. I mean,
Yeah, there's as many tanks as dragoons, and the dragoons don't have range.
yikes. We're also going to lose this wall for free and get supply blocked almost immediately here, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unholdable. Like, by the time goon range is done, we're gonna almost have siege mode, and there's gonna be 5 tanks here. Like, the wall's gonna be broke down, we're gonna be pushed back in, we got bunkers coming down, like, there's just no way to survive here.
Yeah. Way too many tanks.
Yeah. Alright. Well, that actually does it for this whole group, and that went way faster than planned. So, how about we jump to the other group that's kind of short then? And do Zen and Pandor, because this is going to be one series.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Because that was like an hour.
Yeah, I just looked at your stream timer. Kind of shocked.
Okay, give me 1 second then to get the replays. We'll do the Group D ones as well.
I mean, who knows how long that group could have been if Keen didn't GG.
True, if Keen didn't GG...
Wait. Exit said we missed a game.
Okay.
In the Vudank series?
Do we do this then? Yeah, I gotta talk to AOT about how to sort these files out because they've all been wrong.
Yeah, we gotta cast it.
No, hey, exit. Not my fault. I didn't send myself the replays, okay? They were sorted out for me by AOT.
And we're playing on Blitz, baby.
We're playing on Blitz. Alright, well, we're gonna watch this one, even though we know the results now, I guess. Just because I need to see Vudank win a game. I'm gonna speed it up and go through this a little bit since, like I said, we already know who wins the whole thing, but... skip some of the early game here. We're gonna get a gas steal. No Ford pylon. Okay, so we're not gonna go for a gas steal.
No scout whatsoever.
He might do a goon scout. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna do a goon scout. It's like the most like eco scouting. You can do it on a 2-player map pretty safely.
So did he go like 13 gas to be able to get this
Oh, he did sell it.
zealot? Okay.
Yeah, I think this is just a 14 zealot. Then I wasn't paying attention because I was skimming through it a little bit, but yeah, it looks like it was just a 14 zealot probably.
Well, no, he started the zealot after the core. He went like 13 gas, core zealot.
Yeah, that's normal.
Okay.
Yeah, the zealot's after the core, always. Unless you're making multiple zealots, I guess. But it's going to be a full wall from exit. So the zealot's going to not be able to accomplish anything here, but it does mean that you have like that additional kind of pressure, and because we don't have like the SCV down here already, like trying to make a bunker and stuff, it makes the Goon Zealot like pretty powerful in tandem, but the Goon actually staying all the way back. And yeah, one way to deal with it that I saw was making the extra Marine, I guess. And just having a micro like pretty well, and then you can skip the bunker for a little bit, but we're gonna get the bunker. The Vulture's gonna go around here. But we do have the Goon staying behind, like one Goon staying behind for the wall. Zealot coming back. You're gonna push forward. See the bunker. It's kind of a forward bunker, but he is gonna walk up here and check for the CC, confirms the CC.
So he's got to be feeling pretty good seeing that CC timing, right? His Nexus is almost done. CC just started.
Yeah, I guess we did rangeless again, didn't we? Yeah, it's definitely a slight advantage here for Vudank. Pretty decent advantage, actually. Because, like, Exit made the Extra Marine and the bunker before his CC, whereas we did rangeless down here. So, good opener for Vudank here. Is down a couple workers, so I guess we've been cutting some workers, but he's going to have the faster Nexus, so he's going to be able to get back ahead in that regard.
Looks like we're going for Observer here. Probably going to hold off on really committing to a third base or any tech until he gets that first obs across the map, right?
You can take your third, like, because you already saw the CC, he can take his third like around 6 minutes. The safest way to do it is off of 3 gateway. You can do it off of 2 gate if there's like no pressure, like if you have units out in front, you like kind of know, but with the Vulture kind of forcing you out, a lot of times you'll see Protoss just do 3 gate, just because, like I said, 3 gate obs is like the safest possible opener against like any push, basically.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a weird, like late post expo, like FP kind of push. So we're just gonna wait for the Observer. We don't need to wait to take our third. We can just get the Observer out, clear the mines, and then take our third. Is most likely what we're gonna see. Exodus setting up in this high ground position, which is kind of annoying. Siege mode's pretty far from done, though.
Yeah, we've got a Zealot to drag these mines, so he's just going to go for it. Oh, Zealot dies before it can drag.
Dude, that entire Dragoon volley hit up that ramp. That's crazy. Gonna move forward.
Vudank realizing he's got plenty of goons here against 2 tanks to just go for it, and up he goes. Second tank gonna go down.
And additional tank as well. This is really, really rough for Exit here. We now have 1 unit out on the field, just now coming out, so Vudank basically has free reign to do whatever he wants for a while here. Got his Temple Archives coming, so it looks like it's probably going to be fast Arbiters again. Third base coming down behind us as well. Yeah, there's the Stargate, so it's going to be Arbiter again for sure. Exit again, though, is up a few workers. He's been really good about outproducing Vudank pretty much this whole series with the workers. Even though we had that really fast Nexus from Vudank.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's great to have this third coming, but I mean, you really need like 50, 55 probes to be close to getting the value out of it, right?
Yeah. I don't know the exact worker count that you would want, because like overproducing is always like fine for the transfers and everything.
Yeah.
And as Protoss, like you're usually spending so much that having like a quick like 70-ish workers is just always good to have while you're mass expending.
Yeah, he's starting to get a few more probes in before this third finishes. It's just going to be 5 fact here from exit, +1 attack starting.
Yeah, 5 fact is very, very common right now for Terran. It's just really safe, like, it gives you a lot of production pretty early to, like, take your third wib. And it does have the option of being aggressive if the early game has been going well for you, if you want to be aggressive. But just, like, defensive 5 fact is very common right now.
Vudank looking to clear 7 o'clock here. Probably take his 4th there. Doesn't actually get rid of this vulture in mines though.
Yeah, we kind of halfway went and turned around. I guess we were just hunting for the vultures and nothing else. Vulture's gonna slip into the third here. Looks like we killed, what, maybe 1 or 2 probes only.
Yeah, I think this harassment at the third is actually what caused Vudank to miss cleaning up that 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because he's heading back that way now.
Pretty decent tank count for exit. Oops. I mean, supply is not looking too bad for him, but we do have the Arbiter coming out. We have no scans ready yet. We have the Academy done, but we'll basically have 2 scans only if we start pushing now. No third CC coming down yet either.
Yeah, you bring up a great point that, you know, even just the detection for the Arbiters at this point is going to be pretty problematic.
Yeah.
For exit here.
Yeah, so we're starting our scans as we push, so we're gonna have literally 2 scans for this Arbiter, which just is not gonna be enough. And there goes one of the scans already. Okay, I mean, a good initial fight here for Exit gets a lot of units without really losing anything. I mean, fighting Terran on this Skywalk is very difficult. And there goes our last scan for now.
I guess it's hard for Vudank to know that he should stay and fight there, so he backs off.
Yeah, there really is no way for him to have known that Exit's out of scans.
Losing a ton of probes here, already about 10 down.
Keep pushing forward now. And
now he jumps on top of the army.
Just about to
Tanks
get 2 more
exploding
scans.
everywhere.
Yeah, and scan comes up pretty much as we lose like our entire army here.
Yeah, Vudank going at the perfect time there.
It's like we'll barely save this base as well. Behind this Exit did finish his 3rd base. Is still up in workers after killing so many workers at the 3rd. Starport only just now finishing though, which is kind of rough. Does get vultures in the bottom left, which is just going to continue to be annoying for Vudank.
Yep, gonna go ahead and just clear 7 o'clock here, not looking to do anything aggressive, but in the meantime, Exit gonna start poking down here again with a group of vultures, see what he can get done.
Here's the bracket again for people that have shown up just recently, so you can see like what the groups are and who all's playing.
Cleans up bottom left, cleans up the harass at the 3rd.
Yeah, the Nexus again barely holding on at just 32 HP. Alright, science facility, getting close to finish here. Did we have recall? I assume we've got at least stasis right now.
We definitely have stasis. I don't think we've started recall yet. I could be wrong. But yeah, we have almost 3 stasis here, so wouldn't be surprised if Vudank is looking to make something happen. Taking the 5th as well.
Few vultures coming here just to be a little bit annoying. It's not too devastating. I mean, again, Vudank's worker count is a little bit low. But he's down on workers, but we're gonna have a lot better mineral smoothing at this point. So he's probably still out mining, even though he's down 10 workers. And you see like this big oversaturation here in Exit's main, which is about to be mined out as well. So yes, Vudank is down on workers, but he's most likely out mining right now.
Yeah, should be fine considering the main and natural are both out relatively soon. Can use all those at the 4th and the 5th.
Next, we're gonna try and finish this Nexus off.
Again! What is this? Only in K-League, man.
Only in K-League. Only in K-League where Keen cosplays Jimin and Idra in the same series.
One stasis on 3 tanks here in the natural, but all of the goons just melting to the tanks on the high ground, I guess.
Yeah, that very bad trade there for Vudank. I mean, I feel like breaking Terran on 3 base on this map is very hard. But again, it's like kind of the same problem as Radeon. When Terran starts going beyond 3 base, it stretches them so thin, so suddenly.
Yeah.
Vudank actually just never rebuilt his 3rd Nexus either.
Yeah, there was a group of zealots there, and he may have. I have a feeling he told it to build, and it got blocked with the way that probe has been sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
He's looking to sneak 9 o'clock here as well, but it's blocked off by mines too. So
yeah, he'll make a cannon or 2 there to clean that up, and then build the Nexus after.
Yeah.
The EMP catches the Arbiter there on the left, but we got a 2nd Arbiter coming in with stasis. Going for the 2 tanks here, didn't really realize in time that there was like 30 tanks clogged up here from the stasis, but...
Yeah. I kind of like this though, because it just stops the push.
Yeah, it does actually block him from going further. And the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for Vudank, because he is out mining by so much now. I do like Storm on this map. Like, them trying to push through this catwalk here and having Stormfort is really, really strong. But, Vudank just sticking to Arbiter, Zealot, Goon. Both of these games. And come in here, clean up a lot of these tanks, and pretty much fight until the Zealots are cleared, and then you want to back up. But no, he's going to push forward. We're gonna keep going here. Picking off a few more tanks. Gonna bleed off all these Dragoons. Does hurt a lot of the DPS from the Terran, but I mean, we kind of lost like all of our Dragoons. We do have a ton of observers here at the natural as well.
Yeah, it feels crazy to try and fight with pure goon in this little corridor here.
Yeah, it's tough.
got a round of zealots coming out now.
Vulture's trying to deny the 9 o'clock base here. But Wudang just kind of continuing to rally units into this. Exodus top player league? No, he's not. The top player in K-League is Kavapu.
Here we go. Gonna clean up the rest of this little squad on the bridges here. 2 more tanks coming out of stasis. Gonna clean those up as well.
Alright, so
9 o'clock survives.
Yeah, we beat this push back. We keep our 9 o'clock alive. We're rebuilding our 3rd Nexus is about to be done. And meanwhile, Exit Natural is going to be mined out. I mean, it pretty much is mined out. So it's going to be on 1 base economy. And even though supply is like relatively even, and like was after that push ended, this is where it's going to start kind of snowballing in Wudang's favor here, like very shortly. We do have a tank and Vulture drop going to the 9 o'clock base. So unless we get some zealots over there soon, could deny this a little bit longer. And probes are coming up to mine from it now.
Yeah, more drop play here from Exit. We saw it work very well in the Radeon game. Not surprised he's going for it again here.
Yeah, so we're gonna kill our own pylon so we can get inside with our goons. Gonna clean this up without taking too much damage. Looks like 2 or 3 probes. We did secure another base for Exit in the meantime. I have an Arbiter here with almost enough for a recall of... I still don't know if we got recall. If he started, I didn't see it. It might just still be more stasis. But there's only 3 tanks here at this position right now.
Yeah, this is a high ground, but it's such a wide area. I guess Exit really getting a nice mine coverage here, so it should be okay. But yeah, I mean, I agree. Really just not the best 4th base option for Terran here in TVP, mineral only in this wide open spot.
It's kind of a tougher to hold base than the Polypoid 3rd, I feel like. Like similar, but harder. Wudang is bleeding off a lot of units here. Trying to go down this catwalk. I mean, I feel like trying to attack Terran through this, it's just never gonna work.
Yeah, maybe thinking that Exit had committed everything to the 4th and just trying to sneak in there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Exit just sitting there with a good number of tanks already sieged, not gonna work.
The 4th base is pretty vulnerable right now. Like, you get 1 stasis on these 2 tanks on the left, and there's literally a single unit here defending, but as he's moving up towards this base, Exit is going to come down with his army and kind of meet it here in the middle.
Yeah, Vu gonna get a decent trade here to start, but probably needs to pull back fairly soon. Yeah, Goon's just melting there and turns into a pretty good trade for Exit.
Yeah, it's pretty common to do this as Protoss, where it's like, the fight's going pretty well for you, and units aren't really dying that fast, like all your goons are still alive. But as soon as your Zealot wall dies, you have such a small window to back out, because your goons will evaporate in an instant when the Zealots are gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy for me to say, like, oh, there's the key point to pull back, but it's very hard to actually pull back at the right moment in the game.
It's hard, because, like, while it's happening, it feels like you're like, wait, I think I can win the game right now. And then suddenly 10 of your units die. And it's like, oh, never mind. That was bad. Exit is getting spread pretty thin here, which is kind of what I was talking about on this map. Like, we got a bunch of our units on the left now that need to be trying to rejoin this army, but it's hard because now he's already up on the high ground. We don't have any stasis right now for Wudang at least, but he's going to be trying to attack with, I guess, some of his units. Here comes the rest of it, but Yeah, this is how Protoss like wants to fight you, right? Is when you're having to like move around and move into them and you're not set up properly anymore. This is where the skirmishing starts to favor Protoss really, really well.
Yeah, very nice move by Vu there to sneak into the third where the smaller army was.
Mm-hmm.
Killing a bunch of zealots here at the third, killing tanks in the middle.
Yeah, and suddenly I went from pretty even supply to Vudank having a massive swing in his favor. And that's TVP for you. It can fall apart so suddenly. Get pulled out of
Yeah, I
position,
mean, it
take a
really
bad
did look
fight,
like
and then-
Exit was in a nice position for most of the game, I gotta say.
And I was gonna say, I feel like with this, the game is over. So GG is gonna be called. This was actually the second game. Before I start the next series, let me see if AOT is here, just to make sure that we don't cast it in the wrong order again.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're good actually on this one.
Alrighty. We doing Zen Pandora?
Yes.
Group of 2.
What's up, Johnny? Okay. I think I did this right. Okay, so for Group D, we only had Zen and Pandor, which is why we're going to cast this now. So it's only going to be this one series. But from Group A, we got Exit moving on. And I think we actually already know who he's playing against.
Yeah, I mean, we can just say because the other player was seated anyway,
Yeah,
right?
he's already seated, so it won't hurt anything. But I actually can't remember.
It's Exit Nomad, right?
Oh, yeah, that's it. It's Exit and Nomad. So yeah, Exit will be playing Nomad in the round of 8.
Iconic K-League matchup.
Iconic. The more TVP for you guys.
Yep. One best of 3 to decide the group. Winner to the round of 8. Worth noting that these guys are actually teammates on NAS as well, so
Oh, okay. I didn't know Pandora was
they've
nice.
played quite a bit, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I don't know how often Pandora plays, because he never really plays K-League with us, but I only played him once, ever, and that was in CPL like a year ago. So I don't really have much information on how good Pandora is right now.
I think he's pretty good. I've never really played him either, but I think he's pretty solid.
Yeah, everybody talks about how good he is, so I'm expecting some quality play from Pandora here. And I know Zen kind of took a bit of a break semi-recently as well. So I don't know what kind of shape he's in at the moment.
Yeah, not necessarily playing a ton, I don't think. I mean, I did hit him on ladder like a day or two ago, so he's playing, but
Yeah.
normal stuff from both these guys.
Nothing super weird for the very beginning here. We'll see if there's any like interesting variations of openings and stuff, but so far everything looking pretty normal. We'll see if Zen goes for the 14 Zealot or not. With us putting one on gas, we're almost definitely building the Zealot here. Oh, I lied. We're not building the Zealot. So we're doing 2 on gas, so maybe this is going to be your rangeless? A 19 or a 21 Nexus, maybe?
Yeah, added the third on gas right once the SCV showed up, but may just end up going into range here anyway, right?
I'm expecting a 21 Nexus, but we'll see. Okay, we started range. And I guess it's just a slightly more optimized 23 Nexus than how I usually see it done. Maybe this is just the correct way to do it, and I've always been doing it wrong, but it's a little bit slower range doing it this way. So it's like a 23 Nexus with a little bit more mineral optimization and slower range. That's kind of what it feels like.
Do you think he was planning another build with 2 on gas at first, and then he got first scouted? And
it's possible, honestly. Like he may have been planning a 21 Nexus and then changed it because of the early scout. I could see that being what happened.
Goon blocks the rescout here.
Gotta be careful chasing too far here. Yeah, we chase the SCV too far, so the Vulture's gonna come in, and we have a Goon that's very far from done. I mean, just part of being 23 Nexus is your third Goon's very late. The whole point is to have the second Goon on the ramp so that this doesn't happen.
Yeah, what a bait with that SCV. I mean, just barely snuck around that Goon.
Yeah.
Although, only 1 probe so far.
1 probe, but we did pull off with a probe line as well. So it's not that great. But it's also not the end of the world. Like, killing the Vulture still feels good, because now you know there's no mines going to be out on the field. So, with the Vulture going down, and Zen kind of should have left this Goon out to make sure another Vulture doesn't come out on the field. Because if you kill the Vulture and you know there's no more Vultures, you can just start rallying all your Goons to the Terran's front and just feel, like, very safe and very comfortable.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know if another Vulture was made or not, so we still kind of have to be a little bit safe and leave some stuff behind now. They're gonna go for the Robo 2 gate. Not adding a 3rd gate, so I assume... Okay, there's the 3rd gate. So just, like I said, the safest opener. This is good against timings. We see the Marines coming out with 2 tanks here now. And so, like, this moment is kind of why it feels nice to be able to keep all your Goons rallied, because having 3, 4, 5 Goons here for this, and just being able to pick at the Marines as they're coming, is like the best way of dealing with this, the most optimal way. But because we were worried about the Vulture, we couldn't have enough Goons to like really comfortably fight there.
Right, and now the Vulture gets to come lay his mines all the way on this side of the map.
Yeah, it does set up a bit of a flank and jump on top of that first tank. Gonna get this second tank as well, so not bad. And actually doing a pylon wall down here too, so the Vultures can't get in, so that's actually really nice from Zen right now. Unfortunately did not get that in mind, so we're gonna lose a goon, and this other one's gonna go down to the Marines now as well. So, what was like a decent hold turned into not great. I mean, we lost 4 goons, we killed 2 tanks and a vulture, so it's not that bad for Zen. But it's not great for him either.
It was all going so well until that last Mayan Aussie.
Yeah.
What happened?
And I guess letting the pylon finish is fine, but we need to kill this egg so we can start getting our dragoons out.
Yeah.
The only thing that kind of sucks is like, well, the trade itself wasn't that bad. If you're going 3-gate, you don't really want to be taking like even trades or like kind of semi-losing trades, because the whole point of your build was to be extra defensive anyway. Wait,
yeah, I mean, you can see.
Okay.
Oh, they can. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you can see Pandor he felt good about how that early fight went, just rallying everything to the.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick off another 2 goons here. Just kind of constant like low unit count aggression here from Pandor, which is trading pretty efficiently. But this could end up being pretty bad for Pandor now. A little bit of an overextension at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make the call, I guess, but when you've only got 1 tank at this point, I don't know if you ever confirmed a 3-gateway, but the Nexus is late enough that you can kind of assume that it's 3-gate at this point if it's not Reaver. Yeah, but when you're just sitting on like 1 tank, 4 vultures at that point, like you got the extra guns and stuff, coming back would have been really nice, but maybe greeding a little bit for a little bit more. We got the 5 factories coming down. +1 has started for Pandor. Got the vultures coming down before this wall is up, so actually going to get a lot of probe damage here. That's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What are we at? I don't know, I lost count. We killed a lot of probes.
Yeah, close to 10 there by the end of it, I think.
Yeah. I think my counting was a little bit off because I got confused because I think Pandor actually targeted 2 different probes at once. I think. And then I started doubting myself. But yeah, pretty good. Cleans out this 3rd base. So you see the probe count, like obviously very, very low here on the 3rd, so gonna transfer a few extra probes now. We do have the observer in on the inside, so we can see the 5 fact. We see the extra command center coming down. So seeing that command center, and you know there's like no units out on the field right now, or at least you're kind of comfortable after killing all the vultures and stuff. Should be looking to start taking some additional expansions now. But Templar Archives is done. And Shuttle, so yeah, I don't think we're going Arbiter. Looks like we're going to be going for Templar and Zealot, like Shuttle style. Which I do think is extremely strong. It's just a little bit harder to do. My major concern right now is just that we're still on 3 base when we see that there's a 3rd CC coming. And now we're moving our probe. Okay. I mean, it's not impossible that we also get pushed. Like, Zen is a little bit kind of behind from the opening skirmishes of it and taking all that probe damage. So I do understand, like, maybe hesitating to take the extra bases because he could be a little bit vulnerable, but I also think staying on even eco, obviously this is never good for Protoss here. Yeah, here comes the move out from Pandor. This is most likely just to secure this space so he can take us 3rd, so I imagine we're going to see some mines coming down here. I'd be very surprised if this is aggression. Yeah, with our CC floating over towards the 3rd. This is definitely just a defensive posturing from Pandor.
Yeah, I think he knows Zen is only on 3 base at this point too, so definitely doesn't really need to attack, but at the same time, he has enough to at least fight this one group of goons here and get some nice trades.
Yeah, Pandor just kind of recognizing, I think, that there's not a lot of units here, and just kind of moving out, even though I believe this was originally meant to be for securing the space. He just kind of recognized, hey, there's not a lot of units here, I think I can push into this. And yeah, this is the danger of doing that, though.
Yeah, Zen did have a lot at his natural. He had a couple control groups with Storm there.
Yeah.
Get some nice storms down and probably going to clean everything up here.
This is a great trade from Zen. We just need to see that extra Nexus coming down now. And especially after cleaning this up, like you're so safe now for a while. I don't even hate double expanding after that. Just immediately drop 2 more Nexus.
Yeah, that was a lot of tanks to kill there. You're safe for quite a while.
Kind of glad Pandor's army got crushed. I was starting to feel bad. I was like, if I'm sitting here telling people to expand and then Pandor's not going to move out in this and that, and then he does and then actually kills Zen, then I would look like an idiot. So it's very important to me that Zen crushed that push.
Yes.
Zen actually going to look to get aggressive here. I mean, we did delay our 4th for a while, so getting some damage done is definitely something he kind of needs at this point. Does have 3 Templar in the shuttle, so potentially some big storms could come down here on top of these tanks. And with the Mind Drag, so cleaning up all these tanks, this is fantastic from Zen right now.
Yeah, it gets all the storms off there, and now the goon's just going to go to town here. Should be able to focus the CC if he does it quickly enough here. There he goes.
Yeah, I think he should be able to kill the CC. And Zen just in a fantastic spot now. Actually looking pretty strong, I feel like, Zen.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think PVT has always kind of been his matchup from what I've seen. But yeah, definitely looking solid this game.
Yeah, Pandor gonna try and rebuild this 3rd now, but he's down 40 supply. We do have these vultures kind of postured here to intercept maybe a probe transfer. It is only going to be 2 vultures though, so it shouldn't be able to kill too much. We actually have the goons coming up towards us to try and clean those vultures out now. Or maybe not. Didn't know they were there. Maybe just hunting for them a little bit.
Yeah, I seemed to think something was over on that side of the map, but not actually finding these mines and vaults.
That mine was very close to killing that probe line. Few of them lost their shields but didn't die. But is gonna catch this, and he's gonna have several vultures here now to kind of kill this entire probe line, so Zen losing a bunch of probes definitely hurts pretty bad here. Still not mining from this top left base now. But then again, Pandor still only mining from 2 himself. Main's about to dry up. 3rd CC is done. It's gonna lift and move over now. And these vultures are gonna get cleared up. I mean, it hurts for Zen, but he's still just so far in the lead. Pandor would have to do that several more times. And even then, like, bleeding off the vultures for the probes probably still isn't gonna be good enough.
Right. It didn't end up being that great. Stasis on the way for Zen here. Templar energy as well, I think. So really pushing his tech here. Pushing his advantage.
Catching more vultures here on the right side. And clearing up vultures is always good because it kind of takes away from that like meat that the tanks need in front of them. But yeah, this spot, I'm not going to be able to attack into there. There's no way anymore. Then taking a 5th base, still not mining from our 4th though. It's like kind of becoming a point of concern for me.
Yeah, a lot of probes at the main and natural still.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I get it. I know what happened, because this happens to me too, where it's like your probe line keeps getting killed over and over again, and you just become like scarred, and you're just afraid to send probes anymore. Vultures are going to move into this army, and we're going to bleed off a lot of vultures again. It's interesting, it's like these vultures get a lot of value, and then they die very easily. And kind of like break even almost.
Yeah, and normally if you know, it was like a equal economic game, that'd be fine for Pandor, but in this spot where his third died and he had to remake it, and he's now just kind of getting it going again, can't really afford to just be doing these even trades over and over.
Now we got a probe transfer going, and it is going to go unpunished this time. So getting those 2 bases saturated is going to be really, really good for Zen. Pandor did catch up a lot in the supply. I don't want to lose the shuttle with the 2 high Templar in it, that hurts. And our Arbiter got EMP'd as well. Suddenly this is like really, really good for Pandor. And kind of a half commit to an attack, lose the Arbiter too. That went really, really poorly for Zen. And now there's kind of a small window here for Pandor to potentially get something done. Zen's army supply is very low right now. He has less army supply than Pandor. Pandor does have his 1-2 upgrades. Zen still on just the 1 attack right now. Getting +1 air attacks going into carrier. So if Pandor were to attack, this is like kind of his best opportunity. Getting another really good trade here in the middle, but supply still not great for Pandor. It's just all that extra mining that Zen's getting, right? So still able to pump out like a lot of ground army with the additional carriers coming in and arbiters at the same time. Like Zen just kind of getting a little bit of everything right now.
Yeah, just keeping this Terran army in the middle of the map, poking it a little bit, pulling back.
Yeah,
is more than enough for Zen right now, mining 5 bases.
Yeah, just buying time is good for Zen this whole time.
For sure.
We see constant scans coming down from Pandor. It's just continuing the Tank Vulture pump. Not making any more Goliath, so he has not identified the carrier yet. But it's only going to be 2 carrier initially, and I don't think they have any upgrades yet. Okay, they got 1 attack already. So they do at least have that. Pandor scanning ahead to the natural of Zen, seeing that there's not much here.
He's very, very close to 3-2. It's going to be tough for Zen here if he gets set up here. It's about to hit.
And another Arbiter goes down without getting to cast anything. Yeah, with 3-2 finishing, like, these carriers, they're just not going to do much damage. Even though there's not many Goliath here, it does give Pandor, like, a decent window at least to kind of react before his army evaporates. Huge storm though on these tanks. Kills a bunch of tanks and softens up some more. Looks like we're going to look for a counterattack to the 3rd of Pandor, which is wide open if we're going to go for that. There's just a few mines here, not a single unit nearby.
Losing some zealots to the mines, but now it is wide open.
Got a few tanks coming in now with the vultures. Kind of losing our entire zealot line to those mines. Makes us a lot less scary. We have 3 storms available, but I'm not sure if we're looking at that right now. We'll lose our arbiter and our natural as well. So, and Pandor takes the 6 o'clock. Pandor is suddenly up 40 supply now.
Yeah, Pandor was very quick to take this 4th and get it going while he had some map control, and very quick to go in and kill Zen's natural as well and get a really nice position. Zen going to go ahead and reveal the first 2 carriers here at the 9 o'clock, but okay, he does have 4 out.
Yeah, these carriers are gonna have to put a lot of work in. Zen does have a decent bank right now, at least. Like, he didn't really take much eco damage, right? He lost his natural, which was basically mined out already. But Pandora pretty quick to pull his entire army back, and we're just gonna go into like tons of Goliath now.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the key is, as you pointed out earlier, just the upgrades. I mean, you haven't been upgrading these carriers the whole game, and it really shows at this point. You're 1-1 against 3-2.
Yeah, now this is where the carriers can actually get a lot of value while you're waiting for your upgrades, is attacking this base right now. The hard part is, if we lose top left, we're kind of broke. But it should take a while to die, so it's going to continue getting a lot of mining there while the carriers are denying this expansion. And yeah, just having these gateways in the high ground, like, you don't necessarily expect to defend this base, like to kill this push. Like, maybe eventually you do if they're not able to keep reinforcing it, but as long as you're like defending this and like keeping them from coming up the ramp, you're continuing to mine. After denying the 6 o'clock base, Pandora's just on 1 base economy now as well. This has been a really scrappy game.
Yeah, Pandora, I think, kind of realizing the spot, goes ahead and starts the 4th CC at the kind of 3 o'clock location here, and already starting to distance mine from there as well. So,
yeah, one of the plays that you can go for against carrier is to just start expanding. The carriers, like, obviously they need to be clumped together a lot of the time, and if you're like making them travel like across the map, it typically opens them up somewhere else. But that's usually something you do like when you're in like an even position or maybe slightly ahead. Because usually during the carrier swap, you're gonna have like a window where you're ahead, which is why this push got as much damage as it did, right?
Yeah.
But at this point, like, mass expanding probably isn't gonna work because we just don't have a lot of stuff to like punish. So it looks like we're gonna try and like death ball to push this. We're at 6 carriers right now, or 5. Is that 5? Yeah, 5 carrier. But this game is like really close right now. This additional base that Pandora took is huge for him. The carriers are going to be like sharking around looking for expansions though. Did finish this 2-2 at least.
Yeah, if these carriers end up committing all the way up to top right to make sure there's no base up here, I mean, this game could get crazy, and Pandora may just go for the main.
Yeah, you see, so Pandora is doing what I was talking about, where he's got this 3 o'clock base, he's taking the top right base, he's retaking 6 o'clock, like, he's just expanding everywhere against the carriers. And yeah, so like you see with the carriers up here, like, what does Zen actually have at home to defend, right? It's a handful of zealots. I mean, he actually has a decent bet. I take that back. He has a decent bet in bottom left. Top left is definitely a little bit vulnerable, though. Yeah, we're defending 6 o'clock while the carriers are top right.
Yeah, very nice to retake that.
Yeah, Pandora's been very quick about, like, expanding and re-expanding.
Right, yeah, he's just had CCs making the whole game, basically ready to float out to the next base, wherever it may be, which, I mean, I kind of like you see that again at the 4th here, just another CC making. I kind of like that rather than trying to take stuff on the spot, especially in TVP.
Yeah,
carriers kind of getting caught here, just bleeding interceptors.
Yeah, they're kind of trapped in here now. There's not really a way for them to get out.
Oh, Pandora actually getting a group of Goliaths up into the base at this point. This is going to be very nice if he can get the full flank on the carriers from the high and the low ground.
Yeah.
Focusing one up on the high ground. I don't know if Zen even notices that there's Goliaths up here yet.
It looks like he's busy fighting the bottom left here, trying to save this base, because there's this push going on at the same time. Yeah, very, very good from Pandora. You kind of see, like, what I meant. Like, the mass expansions against Carrier can be really hard if the game state's not, like, heavily in favor of Protoss. I actually thought it would be harder to do what Pandora did in this game state, but yeah, he pulled it off very well. It looks like he's actually going to kind of complete the comeback here. I thought Zen was in a winning position multiple times here. Like, especially after killing the third CC while taking his fourth, it just kind of felt like that should have been game over. But Pandora able to kind of recognize like a lot of openings and get some damage done, where it felt like damage getting done didn't really seem like a possibility. Catching tons of probes in the mid game as well, slowing down Zen's growth and eco. You know, preventing him from wanting to mine from that top left for so long.
Yeah, Pandora definitely seemed comfortable and kind of you know, playing from behind this game for sure. It was very, very persistent, very nice game.
GG. Alright, it's our first replay pack that is in the correct order. I'm excited.
Here we go.
It's hype.
Wait, if that's true, then why are we on Apocalypse?
Citadel's the last map, yeah?
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. I forgot we just watched the first game. We're good. We're good.
Alright.
So what are your thoughts on Apocalypse here in TVP specifically?
Really dislike Apocalypse TVP.
Wait, from which
sorry,
side, though?
PVT, yeah. So as Protoss, I don't like this map that much.
Okay.
Part of the issue I have with it is I have a really hard time defending vultures on this map. You can't like really comfortably wall. Like you have to make some pretty big walls, like at your third and stuff.
Right, the closed third is kind of wide open. Yeah.
But that being said, like post to that point of the game, like if you're keeping Terran on 3 base, you can also make it very miserable for them to come out of their 3 base, right? Because they have to go up these 2 ramps.
Mm-hmm.
So if you play it well as Protoss, it can be pretty tough. But once Terran gets like that high ground control, it can kind of pivot pretty easily, I feel.
Yeah.
Like either into
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Looks like a 12 Nexus, yeah.
Yeah.
12 Nexus on a 3-player map. Usually not when I feel like I see 12 Nexus.
Yeah, it's kind of ballsy.
He will get last scouted, I'm pretty sure, because Pandora, I imagine, will want to scout 3 o'clock first from the spawn. But we will see.
Where's he going?
Alright, I was wrong. Okay, so he is going to scout it very early. And this is actually going to be really nice for him, I feel like, because he can start his marine productions right away. And go for a bust here. So here we confirm the Nexus.
This first scout.
And we confirm the 2-gate version, so... The Pandora should know. I mean, he knows exactly what he's up against right now. Factor's gonna come down and continue Marines. Yeah, so we're gonna go for a bust for sure here.
Yeah, even building that factory like all the way up near the
very
choke
aggressive.
in his main,
Pulling SCVs
pulling
already.
SCVs. Yeah.
So we're gonna try and get like a really early bunker down.
Zen should see this coming here. He's got the probe in the middle of the map. Gonna see the SCVs now, so should have a couple of the zealots coming, right? Yeah. 2 zealots on the way.
This Marine is getting sidetracked chasing this probe into Narnia, so that's really good for Zen.
Yeah. Pandora finding it now here before he gets too far gone there. Zen pulling a lot of probes here to prevent the bunker. I like this.
Yeah, I would say this is going pretty well for Zen right now. The only
Yeah,
concern
taking down a few SCVs.
is we haven't started mining gas, so we're not going to have a Dragoon forever to deal with this Vulture that's coming soon. So this Vulture kind of has infinite micro potential here.
Yeah, I guess a little bit of a trade-off there for pulling that many probes, right? I guess maybe you can't really pull that many.
Yeah, you still want to leave a couple on gas so you can get your Dragoon out, because the Vulture is always going to be coming, and you have to have the Dragoon to deal with the Vulture. Andor is having a little bit of trouble doing the split micro here, and yeah, our Vulture's almost dead to the Zealots. Pulling even more SCVs to like recommit to the bunker. Oh my god, we lost a Vulture to a Zealot. But it's a little bit rough. We do have the Goon and Zealot coming now, trying to rebuild our bunker. Probes continue to kill SCVs here, and this is like a little bit wild.
I mean, there is one Marine here, at least, to get in this bunker when it finishes.
Not
Vulture, run!
Could have actually surrounded this Vulture. Still might actually get it. Really focused on the Marine. Like, he was really worried about this Marine getting in the bunker, actually. That was priority number 1 for Zen there. Yeah, the gun was a bit late, because we pulled a lot of probes and weren't getting gas mining. Okay. This Vulture can finish up this Dragoon potentially. Especially with the Marine.
Another Marine!
Yeah, just gonna go for the Goon there. Andor just at 12 workers. Does get inside, gonna kill these last 2. Okay, maybe not. Lost the Vulture to the probes.
I mean, getting the Marine in, though, is actually huge because, I don't know why the SCV is going home, though. He needed to repair.
He's actually got a SCV in the bunker that could have been repaired
as
well.
Yeah. It's just Zen still hadn't started range.
Yeah.
So the bunker actually would have been devastating if he held it.
Alright, well that was a little bit crazy. But Zen definitely massively in the lead by the end of this. Like, he's up 7 workers, his Nexus is done. I mean, Pandora has like nothing going for him right now.
This weak Goon at the front, though. Oh, pulls it back. Oh, gonna lose another tank here, I think. Wow.
Alright, tank's gonna survive with 1 hit left. Should've done that a long time ago. We got the very forward shield battery, because we know that Pandora is still on 1 base, and he's just gonna keep on coming. Goon range, still kind of far off. We only have 3 goons here, and 2 tanks. I mean, Zen actually might still be in trouble here. Especially with the supply block.
Yeah.
Doesn't interrupt the goons, at least. moving forward to jump on top of these tanks, actually going for the healthier tank that wasn't getting repaired. So knocking this down, getting 2 more goons out. Third gate did finish. Robo's done, need an observatory. Pulling the probes here, I don't hate it. Use your shield battery. Just in time.
Goon range is finally done here for this fight now, so should be able to hold this with the battery and the probes.
Yeah, I actually really like the probe pull here. Okay. Another mine's gonna hit. Another goon goes down. And getting kind of close. Pandora can start at CC. He does have the SCV there to like start its tier soon. Probe got stuck, just doesn't want to live anymore. And when the dust settles, Pandora, unfortunately with the all the chaos going on, still hasn't started his CC. He's had enough money for a while, but just really focused on the micro.
Yeah, and even so, I mean, Zen, even though he wasn't really mining his NAT, he still had so many probes despite fighting with probes pretty much the whole time. So really well done by him to kind of keep that production going amid all the chaos.
Yeah. Speaking of the chaos, it looks like it got to Pandora a bit. We started 2 armories and an eBay, then canceled an armory and canceled an eBay.
Okay.
And now we're restarting the eBay. Yeah, not entirely sure what he wants to do. I think he didn't realize the CC hadn't started, and that's why he canceled the eBay originally. But this goon count is like far too high for this number of tanks. And I don't even know if we have... I don't think we have... Okay, we do have siege mode. But Zen can just jump on top of this and clean this up. It's not very many units here. Might be a little bit afraid, wants to wait for his observer, which is on the way now. And Pandora gonna unsiege and run back home. One tank getting distracted, wanting to be the hero.
Oof.
Dies a hero's death. Zen actually might can just push across and kill him right now. Like it's 2 tanks, 2 vultures. 1 factory, tank just started. But we're just gonna probably chill here for a little bit, hold the high ground. Looks like we're gonna take up 3rd base. With the mine protection, actually, looks like Pandora is gonna be able to hold just fine. We're also clumping our goons pretty hard, so we're taking a lot of splash damage.
Yeah, losing a couple more goons than we wanted in that trade there, but getting our 3rd down here now. Have Citadel, we got Stargate Archives going, so headed towards that Arbiter Tech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when the dust settles, Zen is still very far ahead. But it got a little bit dicey a couple times for sure.
And we see at Zen's 3rd here, kind of what you were talking about earlier. It takes 5 pylons.
Yeah, trying to wall it off is
block
crazy.
vultures. Seems legit.
And the way this is walled, actually, the vultures can still get like the gas and like a lot of the probes on the right side as well.
Right, it's like you have to actively be drilling them to one of these center patches.
Yeah. Alright, what's the play for Pandora here? We're just gonna try and macro it out now. Looks like
Yeah, I mean, after game 1, I mean, you would really expect him to kind of play very slowly from here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it felt like when it came to the actual macro play, Pandora was much better than Zen. But in the, like, small skirmishes and fighting that we've been seeing, Zen he's been doing really well against Pandora.
Yeah.
Going up to a 4th base right now.
Yeah. Sneaks that in there before the Vulture gets the probe.
Very aggressive 4th base when we actually have like no information on what Pandora is doing.
Right.
But Pandora is going to be dropping his 3rd CC, so this 4th base is going to pay off for Zen. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the observer here. So he did see the current factory count. So he knows it was only 3 factories still, so it's actually not unsafe. And he saw like the armory spinning and everything. Okay, my bad, I didn't see it on the minimap. So he did actually have enough information. When you see 3 factories at this state of the game, you can like very comfortably go up to the extra base because you've already got 5 gateways coming or producing. And with that poke in there, yes, we bled off a couple goons, but he does get the confirmation that Pandora is just planning to kind of chill out and take a 3rd. And what I said about it being hard for Terran to come up this ramp, the reverse is also true. It's also very hard to come down this ramp to attack the Terran.
Yeah, that small ramp, not really an option when there's tanks in range of it.
Yeah.
But Zen, pretty happy just to sit back in macro here. Got the Arbiters on the way. Got the Double Forge going. Been adding gateways. Probably needs a few more here. There it goes.
Yeah, and this probe on the 3 o'clock should be looking to take the main and put additional gateways here as well. I feel like he's expanding much better this game than the previous game. Yeah, here we go to take the main as well. I think this is really good by Zen. I like this a lot. This is going to put him in a very good position. So we're going to have 2 main bases. We're going to be on 5 base against 3, and we're going to have Arbiter tech. Making it very hard for Pandora to like ever come out and do pushes, because he's gonna have to worry about gateways coming from multiple, or armies coming from multiple spots. We're gonna have to worry about like recalls and stasis and all this stuff with the skirmishing. So the late game is looking really painful for Pandora.
Yeah, for sure. 2-2 on the way for Zen, adding some Storm as well.
Oh yeah, the upgrades are good for Zen too, yeah. I've always felt like Zen is good at the like technical aspect of the game, like the builds and like like his macro and stuff always seems pretty good too. Like when I'm watching him play it, like he's quick, he's efficient. If I had to pick a weakness of Zen, I would say it's his fighting, like his large scale fighting.
Oh, okay.
Whereas I'm the opposite. I think that's the only thing I'm good at. So usually me getting there is a nightmare. I'm behind every game. Yeah, and Zen, I mean, he can just be happy to kind of hang out here a little bit.
Yeah, I've just kind of been looking at the supply, wondering. I guess Pandora was just on too few facts for so long, and then he took the 3rd as well, so he hasn't really been able to get much of an army going.
Yeah.
Zen coming in here.
Well, he was just so far behind too in workers after all that fighting in the beginning.
Yeah.
And like this kind of skirmishing is like great for Zen. Like yes, technically it's a negative trade, but when you're mining this much more and you're maxed, like this is totally fine.
Right. Yeah, grabbed a few tanks, bled off some units, but didn't really bleed off all his goons or anything crazy like that.
That being said, like Pandora is going to be able to get this high ground here seemingly pretty soon. We'll kind of see what this army coming up if Zen's able to attack into this and deny it a little bit longer. There's a lot of zealots here. And 2-2 is about to finish. This is kind of what I mean, right? Like, as soon as Pandora got the high ground, like, look, these vultures can get out. There's so many different ways they can get out once you've got the high ground. And they can just start being very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, with this many too, like, you can start to think about just killing the cannons, you know, and being super annoying like that. Oof.
We are going to lose a few of the vultures here. But even just catching the transfer is, like, pretty nice for Pandora. And like I said, this is also buying time for Pandora. Like, he's working on his upgrades. We did finish a 4th CC here. Zen's maxed and chasing vultures, right?
Right. The fact that Zen's most of his army chased these volts while the 4th CC floats over here and you know, just allows Pandora to secure this 4th even further.
Zen did do a good job starting us 3-3 very soon after the 2-2 finished. Pandora not starting us 3 attack yet. Did come into play later.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice once 3-3 hits for Zen. Oh, sneaking in here before we really have this covered.
Mm-hmm. It's like the CC will get out, and Zen actually funneling through this choke, or like this uphill ramp, is gonna be pretty painful for him.
Yeah, really not the fight he wanted to take there, but as long as he's macroing behind it, he should still be fine.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about our kind of late game position though. We lost our Arbiter. We don't have any recalls. We're taking bad fights now, and Pandora's getting a 4th base. And like the bank and supply is suddenly kind of even. Actually, very even.
Yeah, once he starts mining this 9 o'clock, he will more or less have like 2 full bases worth of mining between his Nat 3rd and that base. So, yeah, I mean, very similar to game 1, kind of slowly pulling himself back in the game.
Yeah, the only thing we're missing is just starting our +3 attack, I feel. Is constantly scanning as well to see, I think he's double checking to see if there's a carrier swapper not coming. But sees no spinning forge, sees 2 Stargates working, can kind of assume that it's just going to be 2 more Arbiters still.
Yeah.
And this fight is looking like the tank count is huge right now. Need to get a stasis on some of these back tanks. Big storm though, gonna hit a ton of these tanks.
Yeah, I think Pandora maybe not quite all the way getting into position where he really wanted to, and Zen just able to kind of just sneak his way up on the high ground there to get a decent trade.
Zen with the post-fight stasis on these tanks. Not sure what that was for.
Those aren't going anywhere, Ozzy.
Hey, Numbers, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. And honestly, yeah, Zen's not in that great of a position anymore. We're dried up on 2 of our bases now. Our mineral smoothing's not great. Like our 4th base has 6 probes mining right now. Kind of need to get like a couple more bases going. Got a bunch going to top right. Not sure what happened there. Just gonna long distance mine this base, because why not? And is this pylon blocking the Nexus at the 3 o'clock, or is it okay?
I was just looking at that too, but I think it's okay. I think it's perfectly placed.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. Can never doubt. Zen. And yeah, Pandora actually taking a supply lead right now, which is crazy.
Yeah, and he does have his upgrades going again here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, working on 3-3. Do have recall finishing soon for Zen. But decent recall defense setup. It's not like amazing, but it's okay. A recall on top of the factories could be pretty strong, especially if he like brings in another arbiter and does like a stasis on the entrance or something. Pretty big stasis there, but it's only catching 2 tanks, it looks like. Gonna move forward for another stasis on 2 more tanks. Ideally, when you're going for stasis on tanks, you kind of want to get the ones in the back, because what ends up happening is you get all these tanks that are far away and shooting you, and then once you clear like kind of the front line here, you've created like a semi-half wall that you have to try to push through into the rest of the army. So
right, all that stasis is really just buffering against you.
Yeah. So, like, yes, we went into this after stasising a bunch of army, but we actually killed, I think, like 2 or 3 tanks only. And tanks are the main thing that you need to be killing. But it's also hard, like, we're already down in supply against the Terran. And yeah, this is hard to fight for Zen at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably as good a chance as any for Zen to take the fight, considering he got 2 vessels with that first stasis. He probably thought, gave him a decent chance to go in there and get some more good stasis off and clean up some tanks. But Pandora really winning that fight convincingly and pushing in here to the bottom right.
Yeah, Pandora just, both games, doing a good job of kind of crawling himself out of the kind of bad early game that he found himself in, both games.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you'll see a lot of Terrans when they get behind early, they'll just do like a 2 base all in, and Pandora just very confident in just playing slowly and realizing like the late game strength of Terran.
We did get a couple carriers out here attacking the 9 o'clock base. Again, against the 3-3 mech, gonna be killing this stuff very, very slowly. You see this Goliath tanking these 2 carriers for an eternity. Actually gonna kill one of the carriers. Yeah, when you're 2 Goliath, they're beating 2 carriers.
Right, it's gonna fall, and GG.
GG. So Pandora 2, pretty solid come from behind wins here.
Yeah, definitely some impressive games.
And that does put him up against Kavapu, I do believe, in the round of 8.
Well, can't win them all,
Exit is not impressed.
I think it's a pretty interesting matchup, Pandora Kava.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Alright, that's gonna do it for the cast today. I will be back tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot later tomorrow. It's gonna be, I think, 8 p.m. Central is what I have. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing 8 p.m. Central tomorrow for the cast. And I will be casting with Keen, the guy from earlier that quit a game after he won. So I should have some pretty good insight for us.
What will he have to say for himself? Oh, that was crazy.
And the group we'll be casting tomorrow is Gonna be Flying, Nesh, and Moonrise. So we got a Zerg and 2 Terrans. So maybe I'll try to find a Terran to come in and help us cast that as well. Oh, actually no, Moonrise I think played Protoss.
I can say that he played both the races against me, at least. That's all I know.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, maybe I'll grab a Terran then to help us out. But that's gonna do it for me. I don't know if I'll be back streaming later. We will see. If I do, it's gonna be like BGH or Hunters or something, so something chill. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed the cast, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Later.